Moving toward, even achieving legislative equality at work proved to be the beginning, not the end of the battle. Each step on the road to equality, equal pay, and an end to discrimination in hiring and training, access to promotion, acknowledgement of women's biological differences, exposed a deeply rooted set of social attitudes that tried to preserve women's attachments to the home and hindered a commitment to the job world. To work freely, women required control over their own reproduction and sexuality. They felt entitled to sexual gratification, as men had always been, and to access to birth control and to abortion if necessary. Economic independence encouraged freer lifestyles, reducing the dependence of women on men and permitting a genuine choice of life partners, male or female. Women who earned adequate incomes could choose not to have children or among a variety of child care arrangements if they had them. Freedom for women to live without men, to live with them without benefit of legal marriage, to create two-career families, or to live without families at all, posed staggering challenges to traditional values. For one thing, the rules of work seemed incompatible with a family life that involved two working adults or a single working parent. The old work rules, 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, and sometimes overtime, left the home in decidedly second place. But women who entered the labor force expected to play by the same rules as men. Working under those conditions raised questions about family life, child-rearing, intimacy, and power within the family. The threatening implications of changing sex roles and changing values encouraged more traditional women to join groups like Hot Dog, humanitarians opposed to degrading our girls, and How, Happiness of Womanhood, to restore morality to American life. A rising backlash of social conservatives blamed women for all the ills of society and insisted on the historical legitimacy and social value of the traditional nuclear family, with the father at the head of the household and everyone within it subject to his authority. Women, said one conservative, need to know that somebody will have the authority and make the decision, and that your job is to be happy with it. For these groups, women's liberation had become the enemy. Feminism quickly became anathema, a threat, as Phyllis Schlafly put it, to our schools, our laws, our textbooks, our Constitution, our military, everything, and end up taking our husbands' jobs away. The search for autonomy among liberated women seemed merely self-centered. To middle-income, traditionally married women, there was a germ of truth in all the fear. Since social order was still imagined as rooted in the home, it seemed to disintegrate as the family changed form and focus. An undercurrent of sympathy supported anti-feminist positions and rallied in support of comforting traditional forms. Those who could afford it often chose a temporary dependence, a period of staying home with the children over the stress of the double burden of home and wage work. Organized Black women, who had long ago discovered that racism restricted their ability to provide economic sustenance for themselves and their families, shared the mistrust of a women's movement that seemed to pour benefits on white women while neglecting the needs of Black women for social support. And yet, the logic of women's changing economic roles moved inexorably towards equality. Women could not drop out of the labor force in large numbers without undermining family well-being and perhaps requiring a major change in national consumption patterns and prosperity. And yet, if women continued to hold jobs, they would inevitably press for the rewards of labor, and the family would suffer. The 21st century opened with a giant question: how to reconcile the individual and national economic imperatives with responsible and satisfying family life.